Hi, performers and achievers. Welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, it's about good teamwork solves I am frustrated. So, yes, we are working, we are playing, we are serving, we are colleagues, we are partners, we are teammates, we are customers of someone, and someone is frustrated. And because they're frustrated, they have somehow justified they can use profanity, they can be unmannered, they can make remarks, disparaging remarks, degrading remarks, or they can tell or say things that aren't as good teamwork oriented. And sure, it's easy for someone to just pull somebody or move them to the side or etc. However, keep in mind the task isn't what's most important. That's not most important. It's the people who are doing the task. So the priority is the people. And so with good teamwork, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. One is to have a lot of patience. Because as you're observing or reading each other and working, there's something most likely that is causing that. Therefore, it's not 100% like it should be most of the time. And that's reality. No one is at 100% effectiveness and efficiency the entire time. That's the whole purpose of good teamwork. And with good teamwork, though, we can be 100% effective and efficient. And that's where we put people first. We're able to talk with one another or talk to one another. And of course, the first thing to keep in mind is to have a lot of patience. The second thing to keep in mind is not to justify escalating it or instigating it to go to a higher level by using profanity or facial expressions or remarks or comments. And then the third is to empathize and to realize that this actually, there is a cause that's occurring here that most likely needs to be clarified. And sometimes this occurs when we think or we know, well, they know to do that or they know not to do that. Again, no one is 100% effective and efficient. And that's the purpose of good teamwork. With good teamwork, and also with the technology or the routines, the system, the process, makes all that much better and easier. Therefore, good teamwork actually takes away and solves the frustration. So instead of getting frustrated, first, have a lot of patience. Second, get calmer. Calmer. It's simple. I didn't say it was easy. It's simple. Because remember, it's people first, not task first. And then talk to each other either in real time without being in a potent way, as in attacking someone, or afterwards. So I will give you some examples here. Let's say you're working and after one item's done, the next item's done, you're taking an order, then all of a sudden you're going for a specific time. And of course, you know what your task is, you know where people's ability, skills are. And naturally, you're wanting people to advance in those abilities and skills. And therefore, you have these performance metrics. Now, good teamwork makes those performance metrics not adding stress or anxiety to you. So how is that? How does it do that? Because by not being frustrated and by actually having a lot of patience, get calmer and talk to one another either in real time without attacking or not in real time when there's a slower period, then the next time around, it makes that performance metric, whatever it may be, much easier, much better and easier, faster, effective, efficient to accomplish and achieve. And see, and that's where your frustration will go away. However, by justifying that you can use profanity, attack someone, use disparaging remarks, comments, etc., without putting people first instead of the task, and actually having good teamwork by having a lot of patience, get calmer, and talk to each other. And the cause of what's occurring will most likely occur. And sometimes, yes, people, because we are people, we're not always 100% effective and efficient. However, with good teamwork, we're able to aid or help or support that person. And that's the whole purpose of good teamwork. So in your organization, on your team when you play sports? Are you showing good teamwork? Do you even use the words good teamwork at certain accomplishments occur or in real time as a positive, skillful, motivational words? Good teamwork. And do you instructionally coach? Because most likely some people have more knowledge about specific performance metrics. They're learning something different. They may be someone who is there to make things flow, and they know more about what it is that is being achieved because they have a different position than you. And you're there to help them to actually make those performance metrics occur and support them. However, neither one of you is there to be frustrated. And since one or both of you are frustrated, it's not a justification. It does not give you permission to use profanity, to make disparaging remarks, comments, attack anyone, because obviously that's not good teamwork. So notice I used the words positive, skillful motivation, good teamwork. I like the way you did that. And there's probably most likely some signs of success around, or there should be, or need to be, or some people call it positive reinforcement. And that's important as well. And then what else is there? There's instructional coaching. Because most likely someone has learned, has some knowledge that somebody else doesn't have. And has that knowledge been transferred over? Maybe, maybe not. Or is it not really that important to transfer the knowledge because you are there with that knowledge and that skill or that learning? And therefore, that's the whole purpose of good teamwork. So, this is very important. And then also, if you're on the receiving end of someone who is frustrated, it's not good to justify, well, they're frustrated because of this. No. Again, it's good to listen, good listener, have a lot of patience, get calmer, actually talk to one another, either in real time or when things are slower. Now, what does this good teamwork occur here? What does it show? A lot of things happen. Whether or not you're on the same team, whether or not you're part of a team and you're there to, let's say, as a customer, or you're there as a coach, or you're there as a fan, right? There's good teamwork that's needed instead of frustration. There's lots of examples again. Obviously, I've seen this in organizations, corporate type organizations, and in your business, in your job, your work. Are you putting people first with good teamwork? And are you able to actually make that occur? Or do your people not have the skills because they haven't been coached, trained, taught? They haven't learned. Very practical learning. It's applicable in lots and lots of areas. In their family, with their extended family, friends, in the community, lots and lots of good occurs. And so this occurs also during sporting events. There are sporting events that are occurring with no fans because the fans were frustrated. So somehow that justifies and gives them a permission to actually have a physical fight. No, it doesn't justify that. And now that the coaches are there, the officials are there, the players are there, right? Or maybe the fans are good fans cheering for their team, opposing the other team as appropriate. However, the players are more frustrated. So they justify their attacking or unsporting, let's say, unsporting play. No, it doesn't justify it. And of course, that's the reason the officials are there. So now here are the officials. And then there's the coaches. So the coach gets frustrated, slams the chalkboard on the ground, markers go flying everywhere. That justify because he's frustrated that he can do that. No. What the coach needs to do is have a lot more patience, get calmer, and then talk to the official to receive an explanation. Now, of course, the official can warn the coach. The official can issue, if you're playing soccer, a yellow card, red card, basketball, technical foul, a warning, technical foul. There's good teamwork occurring. Now, if the official somehow is not able to have good teamwork in mind, and that's with the officials, that's with their coaches, with their players, with the fans, and everyone that's involved in the event, having good teamwork in mind. The fans, they're part of good teamwork. Players, the coaches, no one wants to watch a real physical fight. And the players, they enjoy. It's fun for them when the crowd's cheering appropriately or even against them appropriately. And they receive the energy. They feel the energy. It flows. There's an atmosphere there. There's an environment there. Coaches do also. The fans do also. Man, it's a great atmosphere, a good atmosphere. That's the way it's supposed to be. Good teamwork. See, everyone's involved with good teamwork. And so the solution then for I am frustrated is good teamwork. People first, then the task. And then as you work on good teamwork with those three items I listed, frustration is solved. Now you've gone to a higher level of your performance metric. It's much better. It's faster. And the metric's still there. However, without there being some type of new coaching, training, practical learning, innovation, technology, number of people, system, process, the performance metric can only be at a certain level because the resources, the abilities, the skills, the people are there, most likely, are not there in order to make the performance metric much better, faster. So this is something to keep in mind. Good teamwork. To summarize, have a lot of patience. People first, not task. Talk to each other without attacking each other, using profanity, which will just instigate or escalate, or making disparaging remarks, comments, facial expressions. And then talk to each other, either in real time or when it's a slower time. Now, there is tremendous benefits in doing this. First of all, the atmosphere, the environment, the culture, much better. And that's the purpose of good teamwork. And because that's much better, all the other performance metrics, that aren't as noticeable, not in their mind, like people calling out, there being, let's say, kind of like it's not a safe place, maybe, or it's affecting someone's health. It's, I mean, these are all real things that occur when there's not good teamwork. And it's not a matter of, well, we'll get someone else, or let's just take him or her away from there and put somebody else there. That's not the solution. It really isn't. So that's what I have for you today. So your bonus is in your organization, on your team, whether it's in a business, your job, your work, your family, on the sports team, do you have good teamwork? And are you able to not be frustrated? Instead, when that occurs, which it very well can, do you have a lot of patience? Get calmer, actually be more civil, have more of a sense of respect and manners, and then talk to each other, either in real time or when it's slower time. That's the purpose of good teamwork. If you like my podcast, like it and comment in the comment section. For those of you who are interested in my private, personal, professional, confidential services and programs, visit my website, rajgavurla.com. Fill out the brief form. We will contact you as soon as we can. Enjoy your day.